We've come to sunny California today to meet a guy who has transformed a dry, dusty plot of land into a truly epic homestead. And I've got an inkling that some of you may just recognise him. I think I've seen him somewhere around here.
Oh.
Kevin!
Hey Ben, how you doing, man?
What a pleasure to meet you at last. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
You know, like I've seen this so many times in all of your videos,
yeah.
And here we are in the flesh.
Welcome to the homestead.
It's amazing, yeah. So how did you get going here? It looks like it's been established for absolutely years, but it's not that old, is it?
It's not that old. I would say the garden here is maybe 4 years old or so, and it was a completely empty lot when I first started. So there was nothing here except for maybe some wood chips. In the back, there was nothing but weeds.
Wow, amazing. And it's completely transformed now, hasn't it? And
yeah.
I love these because this raises everything up to kind of pretty much waist height. This is such an easy tend kind of space, isn't it? How have you filled these though? That's a lot of kind of soil or potting mix, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty tall, so I'm 6'4", and so I like, if I can, in like an urban space, I want to be able to stand and work, which is why I have the tall ones here. But you're right, this would be pretty expensive to fill with soil if you had to. I was very lucky that my neighbor had this big line of trees that they were cutting down.
Right.
And so I said, instead of the arborist coming through and hauling it off to the landfill, I said, give me the chips. They chipped it over to the yard there. Oh, right. So I got my mulch sort of sorted.
Real.
And then the trunks, like all of this is just full of the trunks from my neighbor's yard about halfway up.
Great, like hugelkultur.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Amazing.
it was trunks, it was branches, and then the first 50% is all the best quality soil I could order in. But I had to order that in bulk as well.
Yeah, yeah. And so have you dug down to see like if there's any of it left?
We did, yeah. We dug a bed over there out a couple years ago, maybe last year, so about 3 years worth. And we found that the trunks are pretty much still there. Maybe an inch on the outer perimeter of the trunks have kind of started to rot out. But that basically makes them like a water sponge. I was
going to say, it's the ultimate slow release fertilizer in like water sponges.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And it saved quite a bit of money on the soil, quite a bit, yeah.
Kevin, I love what you got going on here, this kind of weave system here. Tell me about this.
Yeah, this is probably the simplest, cheapest way to string up a lot of tomatoes, because this is our 4th tomato bed. Wow. So, 4 times in, you want something easy. This is just electrical conduit that's gotten chopped off. And then we just spray painted it with something green.
So it's genius.
It looks a little bit fancier, right? Then it's twine, and all you're doing is sandwiching the twine like this. So there's nothing really holding this up except for the tension of the line itself. It makes it really cheap to string up a lot of tomatoes at once.
And you just feed in the stray branches into the line.
And I think for us, you can prune as you go, but honestly, it holds it in so well that I like to just take maybe the bottom foot of leaves off, anything touching the surface, and then I just let it go.
Nice. Yeah, great. And I love your cucumber frame behind me here. This is just stunning, this lovely A-frame here.
I like any way, especially if you have a really structured bed like style garden like this, I like any way to traverse from bed to bed. Right? And so this, especially once this is fully grown in, it'll make it look a little bit less geometric, but also, of course, provide the English cucumbers, we would call them, with a little bit of structure.
And these spiny characters that you call English cucumbers, they got so much more flavour, haven't they?
They're very, very tasty.
Them in our sandwiches. Just,
and for me, I don't know about you, but in our supermarkets, when you buy an English cucumber, it comes shrink wrapped in plastic as an individual, which to me has always seemed insane. So I like to grow my own for that reason alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Kevin, one of the most exciting things about coming to a different climate and a different sort of zone is all the sort of unusual fruits. Like there's some absolute beauties here. And look at this fig. This is absolutely, what a beast.
This fig is my pride and joy. So when I got this from a friend, it's called a yellow long neck fig, which is a somewhat rare variety, but there's so many varieties of figs out there. So when I got the fig, it was a gift from a friend, it was tilted almost 90 degrees, the main stem. So just an odd graft. And so that's what it is now. The main stem is pretty much parallel to the ground. And you could prune a fig as a bush or a tree. So I said, I'm gonna have to prune it as a bush. And now it's basically, if you think about it this way, right? Half the tree is the only thing I've pruned. The other half I've removed completely. So it's very, very productive. It's just a bit unconventional as far as the way it got set up.
Well, it's looking very handsome, I have to say.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely our biggest fig year, and I put it right next to this loquat tree, which is one of the first things. This is the only tree that was on the property when I first moved in.
Wow.
And it is huge now. It's probably twice as big as it used to be. So much fruit, I can't eat it all. It just doesn't last very long.
And so the soil in this area, obviously lots of wood chip here being dumped on, and that's the kind of pretty much the majority of all that building that soil where that's all come from.
That's all we've really done, because I think when this house was a flipped home, like some remodelers came through, did a quick turn on it. So they just took a sod scraper to the yard and put some, thankfully, natural wood chips on. I put more on, like I mentioned, because I got them from the arborists, and it just sat here for years. And that's what's really built the soil. Other than that, it's just like whatever native clay sort of soil was here.
I bet there's some great mycelial networks and some fabulous
We've
stuff
eventually,
going on under there.
but it takes years, right? With wood chips, it takes years. But we have found if you were to dig in, you'd see a lot of that white sort of fuzz and stuff developing. And that's why we put all the orchard stuff over this way.
Some of your trees here are absolutely dripping in fruit, Kevin. Look at this. And apples, like, do you get enough cold weather here?
No, that's the thing, is I'm very proud of this, because there's two varieties of apples we can grow here, Dorset Golden and Anna. This is Dorset Golden. We did some strategic pruning, let's say, and we actually have, I mean, look, that's not that bad, right?
It's looking incredible.
It's not bad.
It's like loaded, groaning with fruit.
That, and then our peach, I don't know what it is about this peach. This is called Eva's Pride. It has gone insane with fruit. There's probably about 1,000 peaches on this.
Wow.
Well, maybe not, maybe 500, but
well,
still quite a few.
About that,
quite a few. So this section, this is most of the orchard is right here. Most of this row is the non-citrus, because of course we're in California, we can grow citrus. So these are our pomegranates, two different varieties. We're growing them as bushes, but you could grow pomegranates as trees, and you could even see, take a look right here.
Oh yeah, look
at that little guy right there.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen them growing firsthand like this.
Yeah, no, it's a very weird fruit. Very weird fruit, but very nutritious, very delicious, of course. Good juice, and also even just as a landscaping plant, it fills the space really nicely.
Yeah, it's a handsome beast.
Yeah. So we've got that, and then around the corner is the citrus wall.
So there's quite a lot of citrus here, and they're quite close together. How many citrus have you got here, and why are they quite close?
It is a weird thing to see, and I called it the wall of citrus. I wanted a citrus hedge. So I wanted a variety, because of course in Southern California, it's one of the most popular fruits that you can grow. And there's so many delicious ones, lemons, limes, oranges, but I don't need hundreds of each variety. I need probably 50 a year of each.
I see.
So if I space them close 4 feet, especially if you're in an urban spot, you might not have the 20 you would need. And then I prune them very actively. So you can tell that they kind of have grown together now. And I basically keep the canopies at the height of the smallest one. So that allows them to catch up. So as long as you actively prune, you're good to go. And I've 15 planted about 4 feet apart each, so about 60 feet worth of citrus wall. Yeah, it's been really nice.
I like that logic, sort of limiting each plant, but getting the variety and just getting enough of each. That's quite
I mean, if you're a suburban gardener, you don't need to follow like farming rules. Which is kind of how people tell you to plant a tree.
You don't need a couple of hundred of each.
You just as long as you're willing to come out and actively prune, which I find meditative, basically, then I'm fine with it. This
looks so exotic. What have we got here?
These are dragon fruit. This is probably my favorite fruit to grow.
Wow.
I got obsessed with them 4 or 5 years ago. So I've now created what I call Dragon Fruit Alley. There's 6 of them. They're all unique varieties. And I mean, it's a fascinating fruit. Have you ever had one?
Do you know what? No, I haven't. I've seen them for sale, but they're like £6 or $8 in the grocery store. So I've never actually bought one.
Not only are they expensive, but they're a fruit. Some fruit ripen off the plant, some don't. When you take a dragon fruit off the plant, it stops ripening completely. To transport it, you have to take it off early. So by definition, you never have a ripe one at the store. So I have 6 different varieties here. You've got to kind of train them and do some weird things. That obviously they're growing up this weird trellis with a box at the top.
So what's the logic here, this sort of, trellis you've made?
So they're in a simple sort of raised bed, but this trellis actually goes into the ground. There's a concrete anchor down at the bottom, because they get pretty heavy. You can see some of these are falling over right now.
Heavy,
and if they're not falling over, we use this little water bottle trick to train them. It's a full water bottle, and it just pulls that down. Because what you want is, you want that canopy to come kind of evenly over the top. Once they start to fall, you'll see little flowers start to form here. and that's where the dragon fruit will come out. It's a big flowers in 1 day only, actually 1 night.
Really?
Yep,
Wow.
needs to be pollinated in that night.
Wow.
And then if it's not, it won't set, and then about 50 days later you'll get a nice fruit.
Do you hand pollinate any of it, or just?
Sometimes, yeah. So some varieties are self-fertile, self-pollinating, which means you technically don't have to do anything. Some of them need to be crossed. So I have a couple of varieties here that I need to make sure that one flower and another flower do cross, and sometimes that doesn't sync up in the season. So you got to freeze the pollen, bring it back out, and then put it in.
Really?
If you know, dragon fruit people, they get crazy, they get very intense. I learned all this from my friend Richard, who gave me some of these varieties. And so all my techniques I can give to him, but it's a very fun plant to grow.
Yeah, well, it looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it?
It's a cactus too, which is wild. It's sort of a tropical cactus, so they like a lot of water.
Yeah.
Or a good amount. So Ben, next to Dragon Alley, there's a section of the garden that I think right now might not look that good, but there's quite a bit going on in it.
I can see there's loads of like wildflowers here and lots of activity. And look at your artichokes, they're just like alive.
They're actually blooming. I forgot to harvest them. Yeah.
Well, they're alive with the bees. You've got to leave some for the bees.
Of course. So these guys, of course, have bloomed, and this is one of probably 5 or 6 plants, but we've cut them back because it's just coming to the end of their season. But you always leave a few to bloom because they just look so good.
Yeah. And like, how much rain do you get here? Because obviously it's
not a lot.
It's not as going to be as rainy as our climate.
Our average rainfall is 8 inches a year. I think last year we only got 5.
5 inches.
So then, capture becomes really important for us.
So how much rainwater and like, what's your system for capturing water here?
This is the simplest one we have, which would just be, see that little, you know, sort of terracotta roof there? It's just capturing that part of the roof.
Yeah.
So this is 250 gallons, comes in, gets what's called a leaf filter, takes off the big debris.
Oh, I see.
There's a vertical pipe that's the first flush filter. It takes off all the small particulates from like the week it hasn't rained.
Yeah.
And then there's an overflow in here, so that'll flow into this artichoke area. Right. If I ever got enough to have it overflow. But then on the other side here, coming out of my house actually, there's a gray water system. So my laundry runs into this as well. I use a biodegradable detergent.
You must have to use.
You got to change your detergent, but this section with the artichokes and then the wildflower patch has never been watered by anything other than those 2 sources, which is great.
And I see you got this here. This is the wildflower bed that you've sown here?
Yeah, so some areas, like this area, I want it to be lower maintenance, which is why I have the perennial here. So what I did is we came up with these like little shaker things that have like 12 different seeds, all kind of blended for a specific region. I just did this. I just went like this in that area.
Low maintenance.
And then I just watered it and forgot about it. Do it in the spring, right? And then it waters itself in.
Great.
And then of course, you know, the bees and the pollinators love it. So there's a lot going on in this little area right here.
There's quite a few things I expect to see in a garden, a greenhouse, a shed, you know, somewhere to potter about and sit, but a shower. Now that's the first for me.
I showered outdoors once on a vacation and I never forgot about it. And so when I got a place, I was like, I want to shower outdoors, but I want it to be functional in the garden. So this shower, I don't think I've showered indoors in a year and a half.
Really?
I have one indoors, and that water, as well as this water, goes to the orchard I showed you out front. So all of that pipes straight out there, and just like the laundry, you have to change what you use. So I use a Castile soap, like a more classic soap. Breaks down, it's not a big deal. But yeah, every day I come out here in the evenings or the mornings and take a quick shower, and then all that water, I know it's going straight to 50 trees, so I'm not worried about wasting it.
Every precious drop is being used.
We get so little. My thought is, if I'm using it from the city, I want to use it twice. If I'm using it from the earth, then I'm fine to capture it and then redistribute it how I want. And we've actually got a good example of that over there.
Oh wow, yeah, let's have a look.
Yep. So we're here by the pond, but actually behind us I want to talk about first. So remember the tank I showed you out front?
Yeah.
This is the super tank.
Yeah,
this is
definitely that.
5,000 gallons. So this captures all the rain off the entire surface of the roof.
Okay.
It comes off the roof over there because there's a slight decline in the slope.
Right.
The water will actually flow in on that pipe right up there.
Yeah.
So 5,000 gallons. So most of the time in the spring this fills up, and then over the summer we start to release it, whether it's to fill the pond back up or to just water the outdoors in the back of the garden here. We actually have this right here is connected to a pressure sensitive pump. So when I push this, if it's on, it'll trigger automatically. So I can get hose level pressure out of the tank, which is great.
Handy, isn't it?
Yeah. And then of course you've got this pond which we put in a couple years ago. It's been amazing.
This is lovely. It creates such a sort of element of sound and movement in the garden, doesn't it?
And it brings so much life too. I mean, there's fish in there. We have some mosquito eating fish to cut down on the pests, but also the lily pad right there is moving because there's koi hitting it. Right now you can see a big koi. But yeah, I mean, it's been great. And then being able to plant different plants around in the sort of like riparian area, which in San Diego, when am I going to have a pond ecosystem? So we put one in, and it's been great. So it's a 1,500 gallon pond, but then actually right over here, we've got a beautiful way of capturing even more water.
Oh, right. Let's have a look.
So Ben, with a pond like that, which has a pump that's circulating water, the water has to go somewhere. So this is weirdly my favorite, almost my favorite thing in the landscape. It's this little hatch right here.
Oh,
so if you lift it up,
oh my goodness,
you can see that this is a false floor.
Oh, I see.
And this entire patio area is about a 2,000 gallon reservoir.
Oh, right.
So down here, there's a pump, and we'll fill this up every so often. In the summer, it does evaporate, but when it rains straight through.
Oh, brilliant.
And we capture water this way as well. So on the whole property, there's about 8,000 gallons worth of rainwater capture.
Amazing.
And plus, like once you cover this up, you put a chair over it or something, it just looks like a normal flagstone patio.
You never know what's under here, would you?
No clue. Yeah, so it's probably one of the weirdest features, but one of my favorites.
Yeah. One of the things I love about your channel, Kevin, is you're pretty good at trialing different things, comparing and contrasting. And have you got any sort of projects on the go at the moment?
These are 4 of them. So this is our test garden, as we call it. There's technically space for 16 different experiments at any point in time. Okay. So we're running a couple funny ones right now. Last year we did this one where we buried a bunch of different types of food scraps on the same tomato, see what happened. This year we wanted to say, does the size of the particles you bury, so if you were to bury like a whole piece of meat versus a chopped piece of meat, would that be different? So what I did is I went to Taco Bell and I bought a cheesy gordita crunch and I chopped it in various different sizes under these tomatoes here. So we're gonna see what happens there. I have no idea. Then we're testing some simple stuff out, like just gardener's wisdom, like does shade cloth make a difference, and if so, how much? There's peppers there, 3 different types. Some are in shade, some aren't. We're just gonna see, do I get fruit faster or not? Do I avoid sun scald? We're sometimes just testing simple ways to grow things, like what is the best way to grow sweet potatoes? So we have 3 different methods here. And then even like pruning experiments. So over here, it's 2 different tomatoes, or 2 of the same tomato, pruned differently. One of them will be pruned to a single stem. One will be 2 stems.
Oh, I see.
And we're just going to see, like, do we get more fruit? Do we get earlier fruit? Do we get heavier fruit? So it's just to figure out, hey, is there any validity to some of the wisdom that's out there?
I think that's one of the great thing about being a gardener, isn't it? You're always learning and always trialing. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. There's always new things to get excited about and try.
Well, it's fascinating because like for this experiment last year when we buried all the different food scraps, the thing that produced the most was the one with nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with nothing. And the theory, for us at least, was like, okay, well, this organic matter has to take time to break down. And so maybe the next season those areas would do better, but this season they got stunted.
I think that's probably what happened, isn't it? Yeah. We're running a similar experiment, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
We'll compare notes, for sure.
One thing we definitely can't grow in our climate is this, which is a banana, I'm guessing.
Yes,
it's a banana?
Yes, it's a banana.
Wow.
It is a plant I'm very proud of because it took me 18 months to kind of figure out how to grow it. Even in our climate, it's a tropical plant. This is not a tropical climate. You still have to do a lot. So big mound, a lot of compost, a lot of water. As you know, it's not a tree. It looks like a tree, but it's not. It's this trunk, so to speak, is a pseudo stem. So a bunch of leaves. So the cool thing about these is that the one that you are right next to, that's going to produce this year. So it'll throw a spike out and you'll probably even have to support it so that it doesn't fall over. But then once that goes, that's it. So you'll chop that down, use it as mulch, and then the one right behind it will become the producer for the year after that. And then after that, there's going to be a very small one coming out. So you kind of have this like grandmother, mother, daughter type thing going on. You're cycling 3 different plants at the same time out of the same mound.
I love that. And, and all the old material then is the mulch for the...
Just take a machete, chop it up. It's actually very easy to chop because it's not a trunk, and you're good to go.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So is this like a Florida weave?
Basically, it's the real Florida weave, you know?
Right,
And so eventually we're gonna prune off maybe a lower foot. And then the rest I'll get up to here and then I'll just let it go. And I wanna see how many we have.
And the strings are every kind of couple of foot.
Every couple feet, yeah. And these are all big tomatoes. These are like those Italian storage, you know, style tomatoes.
Yeah. Kevin, I'm a big proponent of the idea that a garden should feed the soul as well as the body, and you're definitely feeding the soul here with all of these stunning flowers, zinnias and cosmos and so on. It's a real visual feast.
It took some time to get me around on this. I'd say the earlier years of me gardening, I would say, oh, if you can't eat it, why are you growing it? But what we did is similar idea. We took that shaker thing that I'd showed you and just shook out on the borders. So this is really a big circle, and there's 4 quadrants of the circle, and you sort of are rotating around. So like over there in the bare patch, that was of course potatoes. We just pulled 100+ pounds out.
Got melons there now?
Yeah, those are melons. This used to be our carrots and beets. It's now peppers, of course, as we move into the summer. And then behind us, we can actually pull a few if you want, Ben.
Oh, yes.
We've got some onions here.
I have to say that is possibly one of the biggest onions I've seen.
You want to pull it? Do the honors. Do the honors,
sure?
yeah.
Oh,
it's like King Arthur, if you can pull it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. All right, the moment of truth.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's come up quite
easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
I feel like a sort of trophy, like, hurrah.
That is huge. That is huge.
That's, getting on for sort of head size.
That might be the biggest one I've ever grown, to be honest with you. Wow. Yeah, you can take it home on the flight with you. A little sweet.
This would be about half my baggage allowance.
No kidding.
Oh, wow.
So we could sit here, Ben, in the little cottagey area, maybe have a spot of tea.
Yeah, spot of tea, that sounds great. Maybe some fried onion rings.
Yeah, a bloomin' onion or something. No, but this is kind of the central point of the in-ground garden. When I moved in, like I said, it was all weeds. Nothing here, not even any natural mulch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so what I did is kind of almost the unthinkable, sometimes gardeners would say, is I did till.
Yeah.
I did till. I did a one-time till because this was heavy, hard-packed construction clay, basically. And I was like, there's not much life I'm destroying. There's not much here.
Yeah.
So I worked in a lot of composts. This design has changed over the years. It used to be very grid and geometric. Now it's a little more loose. But I only tilled once. I haven't ever done it ever since. And we'll just sort of...
I think we'll forgive you for that, Kevin. It's fine.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, this is kind of my more organic garden. It's what... Organic in the sense of the design of it. And just what I want to go in, what feels right to go in, is what goes in. And then of course sometimes you go a little crazy and you get your peppers.
But you've still kind of got it's organic, the layout, but you've still got that kind of structure in the sense you can rotate and do a bit of crop rotation or whatever, and you're cycling round.
And of course, we have, I don't know if this is big in your guys' gardens, but we have drip irrigation installed everywhere.
Yeah.
And so for us, 5 inches of rain, and expensive water, very expensive water here.
Yeah.
We need it. So that plus mulch plus good absorbent soil means that my water bill is actually really not that high compared to how much you would imagine it to be for a garden of this size. So it's been nice.
So Kevin, you've given me some treats here, some grubs, but they're not for me, are they? They're for your
look,
here.
Ben, you could eat them. They'd probably be fine. They're black soldier fly larvae, so it's actually fly grubs.
Oh, right, okay.
The protein content's a little bit better for the hens instead of the mealworms.
Yeah, quite.
But yeah, I've got hens. I've raised them all from chicks. Unfortunately, I have lost some. I started with 10. I have 6 now, but it's been 4 years.
What is it? Just old age? You don't get foxes here, do you?
I had one from an opossum, which was really unfortunate because there's a lot of protection on this coop, but one just snuck in. And then a couple from disease, unfortunately. One from a egg-bound situation. But as you know, chicken's great, of course, as companions. When we change the garden over from spring to summer, summer to fall, we'll let them roam.
Oh, that's great.
And so we'll let them, they'll clear everything out for a couple days, which is great. Most of the time they stay in here, but you can throw your scraps in, you can throw your food scraps in. Of course, they're converting that into nitrogen-rich waste, which goes in the hen house for the bedding, which turns into eggs. And of course, in the compost system, which I'll show you, that's a really great additive because sometimes in the season, it's hard to get the nitrogen-rich materials.
Yeah. I love that. You're kind of making use of every kind of little, closing the loop in the system, if you like.
And you can throw, we'll do a big harvest, right, of let's say beets, and we don't want to eat the tops all the time. So we'll throw those in here, and in a day or two, they're pretty well worked into the soil or the bellies.
It's reassuring to know nothing is going to get wasted with these guys, is it?
Absolutely not. Well, let's grab an egg or two.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Let's get the reveal, Ben.
Anything in here?
Not only anything, but dozens and dozens of eggs.
Oh, nice.
That's for you. This is for me.
This is
Check this out. These are very durable eggs, Ben. You can.
How are you doing that then?
This is actually a clay egg.
What?
Because the hens started to pick their own eggs. And so I bought 6 clay eggs and I put them in here. That you can't tell this is not an egg.
It looks got the sort of chicken poop on it and everything.
Yeah. Well, that's actual chicken poop. Sorry to say. But yeah, no. These eggs. Obviously, it's been a day or two since I've harvested, but that big egg shortage that everyone had in America.
I know, famously so.
Not here. Not here. So this, to me, I mean, this is why I love the hens. Obviously the gardening benefits as well. And then you come around to the compost, and that's why I've located the hen house right next to the 5-bay hot composter. And
scrape it all out.
Scrapes it all, and so it goes left to right. So it's least broken down, you know, a little bit more. So that's my one turn. This would be my second turn. Right now it's holding some potting soil. But yeah, I try to group things where they make sense.
It makes sense.
So if I
save effort.
I pull the bedding right out of there.
Great.
Put it right there. A little water, and you're good to go. And so that is the Epic Homestead.
Kevin, I absolutely love what you've done here, building the soil, making every use of every last precious drop, and generally creating a really beautiful place to be.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's been quite the journey. Obviously taken a few years, but every little piece kind of compounds, and then you see this beautiful space, a pretty epic homestead.
Epic is the word. It's stunning.
Thanks
so much.
Appreciate it.
Come here.
Let's do it.